shoot-'em-ups are fun. Dying 42 seconds into a shoot-'em-up is not as much fun. So once in a while, it's nice to have one where you last longer than 42 seconds, phrasing. And look, if you're one of those hardcore, bullet hell, Ikaruga types, feel free to move along, alright? This one's probably not for you. It's for those of us with premature... It's for... when... It's FullBlast for the Nintendo Wii U! So in a lot of ways, this is just your common, everyday shoot-'em-up. The difference is the game's pace. It's a slower, calmer, less brutal take on a genre where brutality is often the whole point. This is a much more casual shoot-'em-up, which makes sense since FullBlast was originally a mobile game. It's been ported from iOS and Android to the Wii U's eShop. And in terms of the gameplay, it definitely has that feel. I mean, you do get the sense that FullBlast was designed to have that pick-up-and-play mobile accessibility, which to me is great. I mean, as I get older, I'm starting to have a lot less time for those super long, super demanding, super involved games. So I love that FullBlast goes old school in that regard. No lengthy cutscenes, no frustrating difficulty, no overlong levels. Unfortunately, there's not much else to it either. So you play as some guy, evil alien brains are trying to take over the world. You have to stop them. It's basically just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with fighter jets. There are 12 levels across 3 different worlds. And the nice thing is that once they're unlocked, you can play through any level you want individually. The bad thing is that there are only 3 worlds, which means there's not much variety to the backgrounds, which means the game eventually starts to feel just a bit too samey from level to level. And the gameplay then starts to feel repetitive too. In fact, a lot of things start to repeat themselves in this game. The enemies, the backgrounds, the power-ups. I mean, after a couple levels, you feel like you've seen it all, which is a bummer because there's actually a lot to like about this game too, and it'd be nice if there were more to see. And even though the gameplay is definitely slower and easier by shoot-'em-up standards, FullBlast does a couple things to add some difficulty. So even though your fighter has a health bar, you don't have any continues. So once you lose all your lives, it's game over. And when you do lose a life and you come back, you don't get your power-ups back, nor do you get another bomb. You only get 1 bomb per game. If you want more, you have to collect them in the level. So that's another nice touch that, it adds a bit of difficulty to what is otherwise an easier game. But to be honest, I think what turned me off the most about this game is the style. And this is obviously more of a subjective thing, but it's just really generic looking. And that's not even to say it's an ugly game, it's not. I was actually surprised by how nice it looks given its origins. But the game's actual art is just... I mean, this looks like it could be any game, There's just not much character. And for a game about alien brains taking over the world, that's pretty disappointing. I mean, you could do some really fun things with that aesthetically. Maybe some retro 50s horror type of thing instead of a dull style and this terrible dialogue. So to me, that's probably the biggest bummer. Games like this are the hardest to review, I think. Because with good games, there's a lot to talk about. There's even more to talk about with bad games. But this is just one of those countless games that flood the gaming industry and are only ever just okay. They're not great, they're not terrible, they're not memorable either though. And to me, that's the game's biggest drawback. It's just all these games start to blend together in all their generic sameness. But with that said, hey, if you're a big shoot-'em-up fan who just likes playing any shoot-'em-up, or maybe you're a younger player and you're just looking to get into the genre and you don't want bashed over the head with difficulty right away, this game's definitely worth a look. It plays well, it's got some local multiplayer. Just don't expect Ikaruga, is all I'm saying. It's FullBlast, the Wii U's eShop.